When the news broke, it didn't just ripple through the K-pop fandom. It exploded. Rumors, hashtags, and passionate comments surged across every corner of the internet, all sparked by one name: Jennie. The global superstar from BLACKPINK had done something that even her fiercest critics couldn't ignore. With her debut solo album Ruby, and more specifically with the electrifying track Like Jennie, she didn't just drop a song. She dropped a statement. A statement so bold, so sharp, and so unapologetically her that it earned the #1 spot on Billboard's coveted list of 25 Best K-pop Songs of 2025, so far critics' picks. And suddenly all eyes were on her. Not as Jennie from BLACKPINK, but as a force of nature carving her name into the future of pop music. The song itself is barely over 2 minutes long, but in those 130 seconds, Jennie manages to do what many artists fail to achieve in entire albums. She declares war on doubt. According to Billboard, Like Jennie is not just music, it's a manifesto. Driven by an aggressive beat, a pulse-pounding rhythm and razor-sharp delivery, the track slashes through the noise of the industry with precision. It's the kind of song you don't just hear, you feel it. In every syllable there's defiance. In every beat there's liberation. Jennie isn't asking to be seen anymore. She's demanding it. And perhaps for the first time in her career, the world is watching her without a filter, without comparison, and without assumptions. Billboard's praise wasn't soft. In fact, it was searing. The publication called her rap in Like Jennie a complete reversal of long-standing misconceptions. A mic-drop moment for a woman whose abilities have too often been unfairly scrutinized or overshadowed. They declared it the best rap performance of her career. But this isn't just about technique. It's about transformation. Jennie took criticism, doubt, and every backhanded comment ever thrown her way and alchemized it into fuel. What emerged wasn't just a hit. It was a challenge. A challenge to the K-pop industry. A challenge to global pop norms. A challenge to every listener who ever underestimated what a solo female K-pop act could be. And perhaps most importantly, a challenge to herself. And then something even more remarkable happened. Like Jennie didn't stay within the borders of Korea. It broke through. Hard. The track surged into the Billboard Hot 100, peaking at number 83, a nearly impossible feat for a Korean-language solo track by a female artist. But even more stunning was what happened next. It held its ground. Week after week, Like Jennie refused to fade, spending a staggering 11 consecutive weeks on the Pop Airplay Chart, even outlasting Jennie's previous English-language hit, Mantra. Let that sink in. A Korean song barely 2 minutes long outperformed a polished English single in the most competitive pop radio market in the world. That wasn't just luck or fandom power. That was resonance. That was impact. That was Jennie in her purest and most potent form. This level of success did something seismic. It shattered the glass ceiling of what had been assumed about K-pop soloists, especially female ones. For years, the success model was clear: stick with the group. Blend in. Stay synchronized. Be the visual, the vocal, the rapper. But never all at once. And certainly never outside the group. But Jennie has rewritten the script. Her solo era isn't a side project. It's a full-fledged evolution. Her music, image, and message have all matured into something that transcends K-pop's traditional boundaries. No longer confined to the role of BLACKPINK's Jennie, she is now simply Jennie, a standalone icon whose voice carries just as much weight, if not more, than any four-member chorus ever could. And it's not just Billboard singing her praises. Spotify, the most powerful streaming platform in the world, has numbers to back up her global grip. In its 2025 mid-year global impact list, Jennie came out on top, leading the charge with 9 entries, including Like Jennie. This isn't a coincidence. This is data-backed dominance. It reflects not just casual listening, but a repeat-worthy obsession. Her listeners aren't tuning in once. They're pressing play again and again, across continents, languages, and time zones. That level of penetration proves one thing. Jennie isn't just relevant. She's essential. What makes Jennie's rise even more fascinating is how meticulously she's curated her artistic persona. She's not just riding the wave of fashion trends. She's shaping them. She's not just experimenting with sounds. She's redefining genre expectations. In Ruby, every visual, every lyric, every bass drop feels intentional. Her brand isn't manufactured. It's manifested. From her red-soaked music video visuals to her icy stage presence, she walks the line between high fashion and hard-hitting performance with a precision that feels effortless. But don't mistake polish for passivity. Jennie's confidence isn't a mask. It's a weapon. Her journey reflects something rare. A woman artist taking complete ownership of her narrative. That alone is radical in an industry that often pushes female idols into molds. But Jennie didn't just break the mold. She melted it down and made jewelry from it. Her solo career is more than an act of independence. It's a declaration of artistic sovereignty. She's crafting a legacy that future artists, especially women, will study, emulate, and build upon. And she's doing it while staying authentically herself, balancing vulnerability and ferocity in a way that's both refreshing and riveting. It's easy to forget how many hurdles Jennie has had to leap over to get here. From being doubted in her debut days, to being labeled just a fashion icon or too cold or too polished, she's heard it all. But if like Jennie proves anything, it's that she's been listening. Not to surrender but to strike back. Not with words but with art. With chart rankings. With cultural influence. With the kind of presence that doesn't need validation but earns it anyway. She's turned every misconception into a megaphone, broadcasting her truth with clarity and confidence. And as the second half of 2025 unfolds, the question no longer is, can Jennie succeed as a solo artist? That answer is obvious. The real question now is, what can't she do? In a landscape still heavily dominated by idol groups, Jennie has lit the path for solo greatness. She's not just stepping into a spotlight, she's building one of her own. One that isn't defined by her past, her group, or her genre, but by her vision. From Seoul to New York, Paris to Bangkok, her reach is global, her resonance personal, and her momentum unstoppable. She's not playing the game anymore. She is the game. In the end, like Jennie is more than a song. It's a timestamp in music history. A reminder that sometimes the most revolutionary thing an artist can do is stand alone and still shine brighter than ever. Jennie has arrived. Not quietly, not cautiously, but completely. And the world, whether ready or not, is finally listening.